wise man once said, the will to win, the desire to succeed,
What takes guts is to put yourself on the line.
the urge to reach your full potential.
A leader makes the way.
These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. Success Resources is the world's leading events promoter of business, personal development, and wealth creation programs. For over 30 years, we've helped over 10 million people across 30 countries unlock their full potential. From North America to Europe, to Africa, to Asia, to Oceania, we are the key to your personal success. We open the door to the world's best speakers, such as Anthony Robbins, Sir Richard Branson, Robert Kiyosaki, and T. Harv Eker, to name a few. Praised by Donald Trump for being the world's best, we have over 500 events a year and access to the greatest thinkers, achievers, and motivators of our time. We guide you to the success that lies in every one of us.
But you will not discover your greatness in your comfort zone.
You have to have confidence in yourself.
We have never really truly reached our destination. There's always another level to strive for. Your best is yet to come. Success Resources, your learning partners.
Hello, 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 hello. Time flies and it's 1 month. Now we are in August right now, a new month in August. New month, new hope, new opportunity to achieve our goal. So welcome back to Bitcoin Journey to 100,000. And what is happening? What is happening to the world and what is happening to Bitcoin? So that's the thing that we are going to discuss today. And my name is Richard Tan from Success Resources. We are the world leading education provider. Every month, now it's every month, this is streamed live. And we'll be making videos on this incredible journey of Bitcoin to 100,000. So do join us and get the latest update and also knowledge so that you can make a great decision. So I'm very delighted to bring my friend and also my teacher, Dr. Clemen Chiang, to the program. He's an authority in financial investing, well-known teacher all over the world for many thousands and thousands of students. Welcome, Dr. Clemen.
Wow, Richard, welcome back. It's been more than 1 month. I've been close to 1 month right now. I'm really excited to be back on the program once again. And so many things have happened since the last time we did the YouTube live stream. And I'm sure every one of you are really excited to know what's going on in the world of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And here we go. Let's give it a great start, Richard.
Thank you, Doctor. Well, Doctor, we are now in the month of August, and you know, time flies, and very soon we'll be the end of the year, and 2022 will soon be over, and the next year is coming. Now, even as we are traveling through this journey, what actually happened? I mean, in the recent news, Jerome Powell make announcement on the interest hike, you know, and also it doesn't surprise everybody. But the thing here is this, that he mentioned that he will continue to press on to tighten the monetary policy in the US in a generation that had never happened before. This is all because to scrap inflation. Now, and also to broaden the economic slowdown. Now, question to you is, with all these things happening and US as a heavyweight that's going to influence the rest of the world. So, Dr. Clemen, what do you see is happening to the world and what do you expect in the next couple of months?
Wow, that's a great question to start off today's discussion. And, you know, we are really focused on a FOMC meeting that took place very recently. And straight off, I want to share with everybody, this is the latest in terms of the interest rate hike. Now, step one is always triggered by the high inflation. the latest inflation data standing at historical high of 9.1%. That means to say everything around you are going up in prices, especially for our friends in the US. They are paying averagely $4 per gallon. Some states are paying $5. Some states are paying $6 per gallon. So straight away, bam, they feel a pinch on their spending. Now, because of this, then we enter into step 2, whereby the federal, or what we call the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, has to decide on the interest rate hike to tame down the inflation monster. So we really started only in the month of March, where we have the first 25 basis increase, which is 0.25%, followed by May, 50 basis point, followed by June, 75 basis point, and the latest that just took place last week, 75 basis point. Now, if we really go and add up the collective of 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, 0.75, that is equivalent to 2.25% right here. Now, you take this 2.25%, you add plus minus 3%, you are hitting around 5.25% for those of you who are taking out mortgage loans with your banks. Now, of course, it depends on when you enter into the mortgage deal. Is it past, present, or into the future? But this is around the rates that are paying out right now, which is very, very high, all right? So because of this, the market is faced with lots of volatility. But 3 things came away from the declaration by Fed Chairman Jerome Powell when he announced the interest rate hike of 75 basis points. Number 1, he assured the audience that America is not in recession. Now, this view has been debated like crazy in the US on Wall Street right now. There's one camp that says we are already in a recession. And Katie Wood belongs to camp number 1, all right? And she claimed that since February, we are already in recession until right now. Then there's another camp out there with all the chief advisors to the FOMC. They are coming out with their narrative to calm the market, to say that, no, we are not in a recession. We could be in a technical recession. We are in a soft landing. We are not in a hard landing. All kinds of words right now are being painted to the media to confuse the audience. Why? Because there's an upcoming midterm election on 8 November, which is end of this year. So they do not want to enter into an election year with the backdrop of a very, very severe recession. So that's point number 1. According to Jerome Powell, he does not think that the US is currently in a recession. Number 2, he focused on the fact that, okay, everyone right now from the policymakers, they are committed to bring down inflation to 2%. Now, that is a very, very tall bar to begin with. We are right now at 9.1%. For 9.1% to fall from grace and hit at 2%, it takes about at least 1 year. And that's the reason why that bring about point number 3, he does not want the market to front run the policymaker. Right now, Wall Street is front running ahead of the decision of the interest rate hike. Now, case in point, let me share with all of you what's going on in the market right now by looking at the Dow Jones Index, all right? And I think we're going to learn so much just by looking at the Dow Jones Index. I'm going to look at the recent 1 year. And you can see, step 1, we have the 200-day simple moving average line right here. This is the 200-day simple moving average line, which we must always plot to kind of give us an indication. Are we above or below this line? Step 2, this was the rally. Wall Street rallied up right here, right? As you can see, and let me get rid of myself. The market was rebounding like crazy. Up and away 45 degrees. You can see that very, very clearly, right? So in view of that, we say, hey, the market, when the rebound actually took place, it actually started last Friday. And we were so blessed because last Friday, I was able to produce a trade that very few could do right here, this year, right now. Here we go. This was the trade I executed on Thursday in anticipation of a rally on Friday. All right, so We kind of entered on the Thursday, 28th of July, and then in 1 day's time, the next day on 29th of July, on the Friday, we achieve what we call buy low, sell high, make money. And this is significant in the sense that right now, to get an 81% profit return in 1 day is very difficult for this year. And moreover, to get 100,000 net profit return is even very, very rare, right, among the traders out there. So we're able to pull this off on Friday. That is the start, what we believe is a rally all the way till the end of the year. Now, if I go back right now to the Dow Jones Index chart, right, and I kind of extract it out right here, and we're going to see a very, very beautiful line. And what is this line all about, right? I'm going to kind of show it very clearly to the audience. On the bottom left, we are looking at the start of 2022. And all of you can see right there, right? And you can see at the start of 2022, the market took a dive. Right from the first day at the peak, boom, it went all the way down until what we call the end of June. This was the first half of 2022. Now, we believe that the market is smart enough to turn it around to create what we call V-shaped recovery by the end of this year. So this is like a mirror image right now. And you can test out this thesis. Look at how the candles are behaving right here. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. They are kept within my funnel. And right now, ding dong, ding dong is going up right here. And if all things play out really nicely, running to the midterm election of 8th of November, we should see something that goes like this and go back to the previous high. All right? So this is the excitement in the market today. And you know what? Tonight we got a few great trades that we're going to publish as well. Every single day we are publishing out our trades, how we make money. And I think tonight we got a few big spikes taking place. Yes, Richard, we are ready to go all the way till the end of 2022. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Clemen, for the analysis of what's happening in the world today. Now, 2022 for Bitcoin, April, May, and June. Actually, you add together April, May, and June. You add together, they are the worst month in the history of Bitcoin, actually. So, if you look at Bitcoin starting from 2010, 2009 and 2010 to today, 2022, can you explain to us a big picture of the journey of Bitcoin?
Yes, absolutely. And in order to look at the big picture of Bitcoin, I want to refer all of us to this very, very interesting website. And here we go. It is called the Bitcoin current price with a projected price target. And right now, right at the top of this site, is telling us the projected price target will hit $68,990. Around back then was last year, 2021 November. All right, and it was realized. Now, based on this last year realized projected price target, they developed the list of analytics that we should go and study and provide a framework for us to look at the data. So I'm going to scroll down right here to the very, very important part, which is exactly right here. We call it the heat map, all right? So let me give some orientation, and I'm going to change my annotation to something really, really bright, and everybody can see what I'm doing. Here we go. We're going to start off on the left column, and that's where the birth of Bitcoin started, 2009, 10, 11, 12, and this is displayed in ascending order, okay? Then at the same time, we are also going to look at the top row presented in the months, left to right, January, February, all the way to December. And finally, you are able to see the average performance as well as the total performance right up there on the top right-hand corner, okay? So we set this up. Now, if you take a look at one glance itself, how I study this table goes like this. Step 1, here we go. We are looking right over here at the start of 2009, that's 0%. 2010, it started trading. For that year, 255%. All right, so I'm going to zoom in right here. This is 2010, 11, 12, 13. And these 4 years, all positive. Big numbers, more than 100%. And those were the prime years. And I want you all to really recognize the prime years, 2013 and 2010. These 4 years, inclusive of 2010, 1211, 1213, all above 100%, right? You can see right there. Then the moment we touched 2014, that's where it took a hit, negative 64%. Now that was the dump year, D-U-M-P. And if you guys realize that was the year where Silk Road kind of collapsed, where the US Marshals went out there to confiscate all the Bitcoins and then auction it off. And there's one guy who came along to buy up all the Bitcoins from the US Marshals, and that guy is called Tim Draper. He bought $19 million worth of Bitcoin at an average price of $600 per coin. That was the year 2014 when the coin collapsed. All right? So what can we learn from this? This is really important lesson. It shows us that if you miss the big spike back then, wait for the dump, D-U-M-P. And the dump took place 2014. Tim Draper went in to snap up every single Bitcoin from the US Marshals, all right? And then the following year, the next 3 years, that crazy climb start over again, 48%, 93%, 331%. Now, right now, the average is not above 100%. It's dropped below 100%, as you can see right here, right? So I'm going to box this out again so that we understand, oh, teacher, this makes sense. That is the period that, again, we need to track very closely. And then the 4th year, big dump happened again, 2018. Dropped by how many percent? 100%. That was the year you can pick up Bitcoin really dirt cheap, between $3,000 to $8,000 per coin. All right, so that was the year. And then once you survive that, again, I'm going to replicate my yellow box. Again, I just do this. You can see I replicate the yellow box. And again, they are averaging about less than 100%. Here we go. 91%, 174%, 76%, all right? And finally, we arrive at this year called the dump year, D-U-M-P, okay? And this year is not done yet. 2014, the total for that year, negative 64. 2018, the total for that year, negative 100. And right now, 2022, we still got 6 more months remaining, negative 52%. So is this your moment in time to snap up Bitcoin at such a low price? And if you follow this historical chart, you can see prayerfully, starting from 2023 onwards, Bitcoin will start returning a positive return, all right? So where are we today? From here, we kind of look at this top row right here, all right? And again, we got consecutive months of red, April, May, June. June, we took a big hit. That's because of the collapse of Terra, Lunar Coin, leading to Celsius, leading to Three Arrow, Voyager, and one by one, the bad actors start to shut down. This is the cleanup season of Bitcoin. Clean up all the bad actors out there, and the strongest coin will survive, and that's Bitcoin we are talking about, all right? So you can see right now, August, we just started with a negative 1.76. But, I'm just focused on the big picture right here. And if we survive this dumb year, next year onwards, we're going to have 3 good years again of positive return. That's the reason why this is a powerful chart. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Wow, that's very powerful, your analysis of 12 years of the Bitcoin big picture journey, right? Now, next, I want to ask you about this guy. His name is called Gene Roger. he become famous because he's a partner of George Soros, right? The billionaire George Soros. And he recently came out and he warned the world that the bear market is coming and is the worst in his lifetime. And he says that many stock will go down by 90%. He says that every investor is going to lose a lot of money. So, Dr. Clemen, my question to you is that, do you agree with what he is saying?
In a certain sense, yes and no. So I want to highlight to everyone that the Americans always have a way to confuse the domestic people. All right. So what are we talking about right here? As of right now, what is actually happening? Ready? Here we go. In the heat of inflation, in the heat of interest rate hike, in the heat of invasion into Ukraine, in the heat of isolation of China, in the heat of inverted yield curve, in the heat of implosion of the cryptocurrency market, right now, of all times, you have the third most powerful person in the US politics attempting to visit Taiwan. How's that for a big change? Look at this. All this is like 2 hours ago. Poised to visit Taiwan as China threatens military action. We are not in a messy world, not messy enough. She has to do this, right? Pelosi lands in Malaysia as China rages over Taiwan. She just left Singapore today, and right now everyone is just so nervous about this visit. Potentially, the Chinese aircraft may take off to the sky to prevent the plane from landing in Taiwan. That is the response I'm anticipating from China itself. They are not going to keep quiet about this visit from the Speaker of the House, and that's none other than Nancy Pelosi. All right? So it's a very, very dangerous period that we are talking about. So in a way, I kind of agree and disagree with Jim Rogers. Step one, what do I agree with him on? Number one, I agree with Jim Rogers that US has always been the troublemaker of politics. And because of their role as a troublemaker, yes, it is true that we can also agree with Jim Rogers, it could be the worst bear market in his lifetime. How many of you would actually anticipate, participate, or predict that in our generation we can see a war taking place between Russia and Ukraine? Nobody can guess it, right? But it actually happened. And it's just like if I were to suggest that the Chinese are allowed to plant their missiles on the soil of Mexico and point in United States of America. Do you think America would straight away attack Mexico for allowing the Chinese to plant their missiles there? Same logic. And this is called a trigger of aggression. And you are right now going to land a plane in Taiwan. All right? So one part of me, I agree with the statement, it could be the worst bad year because the politics is so messy today. Now, the other side of me kind of disagree with Jim Rogers because what Wall Street and what the ordinary Americans truly want is what we call a peaceful, normal pace of an economic life. Everybody got a job, everybody got a chance to make money, everybody got a chance to spend money, life goes on happily ever after. This is what Wall Street wants. This is what ordinary American wants. But the politics is so messy, they're trying to confuse the domestic population of what is actually the real pain. So we've gone through very nasty words called transitory inflation. And right now, you and I know that's a bloody big joke. The government changed the narrative to confuse the people, and we are hit with an all-time high inflation. And of course, there are many, many other cases I'm going to cite to you. Why would Warren Buffett, in the most dire straits of all seasons, decided to put in $40 billion in one quarter just to do one thing? buy up energy stocks. We made money with Warren Buffett. I mean, we were able to do that beautiful trade because of Warren Buffett, 81% profit return in one day, netting a pure $100,000 pure profit return. That's because of Warren Buffett. But what did Warren Buffett see that we couldn't see, because he definitely put in much more money than any one of us combined together? Yes? So obviously he's playing out a real solid, what we call an energy crisis. Crude oil is expected to go much higher than today. He's not in it for 1 quarter or 2 quarters. Warren Buffett invests over a 5 to 10 years horizon. And that's going to be the pain. But the pain can be mitigated provided inflation is tamed down, which the market responded positively last week. Or else we couldn't see the rally. Or else the market would just keep going down. But I've shown you the rebound just now. That is the start. What needs to happen from this point onwards? Let me tell you. We have a very short window until 23rd of September. I mean, 23rd of September, we are about 2 months away from that next FOMC rate hike date. And that's the reason why between now to 23rd of September, this presents a short window of opportunity where you have to go all out focus to squeeze out as much money as possible from the market. That's what we are doing right now, and we are buying time. We are buying time eventually for Bitcoin to hit to the 4th Bitcoin halving event that's slated in March 2024, which is the same year as the presidential election year. That will happen 5th November 2024. So between now to 2024, why are we doing this? Because we seed the plantation right now. We seed the fields right now. All of you who are watching and listening in right now, you're seeded with the right education. The education of preparation. You got to prepare. You got to know what the heck is going on. You got to connect the dots. And you should not be seduced by gimmicky ads out there bombarding you with all kinds of nonsense. Apply your mind to think what's going on. We are in a serious business of educating you. And please go out there and share this message. Everybody put our lenses together, solve the same problem. And that's the reason why this journey to 100,000 is so important. Yes, back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Okay, Dr. Clemen, the next question I have for you is this got to do with technical analysis, which many of us are not really educated about. So this is the Bitcoin 200-week moving average that's getting a lot of attention today. So it seems that it is a very important indicator. So can you help us explain why this indicator is so important for chartists and for investor, and where is this heading right now?
Yes, very good question, Richard. And first of all, we go and open up our Bitcoin chart, and this is what we are seeing right now. I've drawn the 200-day simple moving average line, which is the red line, so it overlays over the candle, all right? Now, obviously, you know, I can also kind of squeeze out to let everybody kind of feel what happened from the start of the journey until today. So here we go. I'm going to trace the 200-day simple moving average line right here. I'm tracing it, all right? And I'm right now stopping at a point where we hit 12th of May 2020. That was the day, we call it the first day of the 3rd Bitcoin halving event. That was the day, you know, me together with my students and our community here at Spiking, we went out to buy Bitcoin, really massively. And from that point onwards, you can see the price of Bitcoin has always stayed above the 200-day simple moving average line. That kind of prepared us for the big spike. The first big spike was hitting at $64,000 per coin. This was the big spike. But the moment it crossed below the 200-day simple moving average line, that is where we enter into the Red Sea. And then we survived the Red Sea, which was the season when we launched, our Bitcoin Bites live streaming together, Richard and myself and the team from Spiking and Success Resources. We led the community all the way to the high of the 69,000 all-time high. What goes up comes down, and true enough, it broke below the 200-day. And from this point onwards, we have always stayed below the 200-day simple moving average, which indicates a bearish market for Bitcoin. What was the trigger? Very simple. A bunch of lunatics who played on Terra, algorithmic stablecoin collapsed, and all the jokers who over-leveraged themselves right now are international fugitives hunted down by the Interpol, ready to be arrested. People like the Three Arrows, people like the Dokon of the Terra world, they will be arrested eventually. Now you are seeing the 200-day simple moving average line on a daily basis. I'm going to change this step right now. I'm going to come right here. I'm going to click on maximum. Click on it, boom. Now you're seeing a 200-day, 200-week simple moving average line, which is a much longer duration chart. And I'm going to move it right here so you can see very clearly of the historical of this line. Bitcoin has always stayed above. This is the big picture. It has always stayed above this line. Until recently, first time, it kind of collapsed under the pressure of the implosion of cryptocurrency. This is the period where it fell below. But if I were to zoom in right here, and you will see that, whoop, looks like it has fallen below, but right now crossed above. This is a very, very important indicator because every chartist out there, because they got not much other data to rely on for cryptocurrency, they have to rely on technical analysis. That's what makes technical analysis accurate and predictable, because there is a big, big shortage of data sources, all right? The moment it goes above this 200-week simple moving average line, the chartists, the fund managers will recommend start buying now. This is the moment of truth. We are still hovering around that line, but once the candle behaves like this, let me show you. Once the candle behaves above that line, something like this, if it start to go above like this, above the line, and it start to go one big spike, that is what we call a rebound rally. So we are buying time for this moment to take place. Bitcoin cannot be stagnant, remain at this price forever. Not possible, because it is a limited supply commodity. Because the Securities Exchange Commission has already stated very clearly, this is the only coin that they are willing to view it as a commodity. All other crypto coins will be parked under the purview of the Securities Exchange Commission, because they are generating yields, they can change the algorithm of the coin, and those are the conditions that are generating interest that will be regulated by the Securities Exchange Commission. So we have a very clear line differentiator right here. Our program called Bitcoin Journey to 100,000, we just really focus on the most powerful coin of them all, the mother of all coins, and that is Bitcoin. All other coins took a big hit. It is your risk to take if you want to enter them, because it's a matter of time. Securities Exchange will round them up and force them to report to the regulator, starting from Coinbase. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Well, Dr. Clemen, that is really incredible, your analysis of, in this program here, on the whole crypto market and as well as the economic market that the world is facing right now. So, Dr. Clemen, I just want to personally also, mention that I myself, even though I do research, all this, I really learn a lot from your analysis, right? Research is just research, right? At the end of it, your experience and analysis are really enlighten many of us so that we can make a wise decision. Now, for all of you who are listening in, maybe you can just give some comment on if you have learned anything from this program or what you have learned, because it takes a lot of time to prepare all this, and to grab Dr. Clemen to share with us his idea is also demand a great deal of his time. So, well, the more you have learned, the more we are willing to also contribute. If you don't feel that this is something that will help you, eventually we'll kind of grind down, and then time to go for lunch, longer lunch. So if you have any comment on this program, can you please type on the chat? Okay, so as I go to Dr. Clemen for the next, Dr. Clemen, you have very powerful analysis. Thank you. From Ethan. I only got one Ethan, so maybe just Ethan attend our Ivan too. Lots of lesson here. Thank you both. Okay, so if you have any comment on this session here, please type down. So we want to find out whether it's worthwhile for some to run this program or not. Thank you. Okay, now Dr. Clemen, the next question for you is this: that there are many levels of investor in the area of Bitcoin, right? From stream, I realized that there is also like stream, and then there are octopus, and then there are shard, and then there are wheel, and then there are also blue wheel, different level. But this article says that stream, the lowest level of investor for Bitcoin, stream small prawns are buying Bitcoin faster than at the peak in 2017 bull market. My question to you, Dr. Clemen, is do you see the repeat of the 2017 cycle?
Yes, absolutely. 2017, there are three things to take away from the year 2017. That was the year we call the white paper year. Anybody go and write a white paper and launch an ICO, initial coin offering, throw it to the market, money will just rain down on you. I mean, I've seen it firsthand. My buddies, they were able to raise US $30 million in 1 minute. And talk about time squeeze, they really squeezed the time. In 1 minute, it was sold out, boom. All the money entered into their account, all right? So that was really, really fascinating back then, 2017, where all kinds of money were available because the instrument itself was able to capture the imagination of the millennial generation. And that goes to the heart of my research, which I will publish my book next year. Every generation will birth an instrument to create the first batch of millionaires. So for example, my parents' generation, we call them the baby boomers, they made money from the stock market. Many millionaires were created out of one single instrument called a stock market. Then come down to my generation, I belong to Gen X. Gen X, we made money from options trading. We derived the value from the stock market to create what we call calls and puts, which has a leverage of 10 times more. So we're able to make money faster than our forefathers or my parents' generation. The generation after me, they are the millennials. And they say, hey, not cool to hang out with the boomers, options trading, not cool, still kind of belong to the boomers generation. They want to do something new. That's where they hunt down what we call cryptocurrency. And they were so hungry, so pent up, anyone threw a white paper into the market in 2017, they would just throw money at them to buy into the coin. And that caused the peak of $19,000 per coin of Bitcoin in December 2017. All right, so we settled this. And then there's a mad rush of everyone trying to enter this space. Started from ICO, went on to NFT, went on to DeFi, went on to yield, and that's where everybody started to over leverage. And we experienced the recent implosion of the crypto market. With the start of Terra, Luna, Celsius, Voyager, Three Arrow, Babel, and many of the companies that offer yielding products got killed overnight. So does that mean that's the end of cryptocurrency? No. It's called a flushing out of the bad actors. Those who over leverage with nonsensical reason, they should be thrown into prison. Just to be be specific about it. Because people give their lifetime savings just to earn that 10 or 20% per year. But now they lost everything. Then you will come to the next generation, my children's generation, known as the Zoomer generation, right? And you know, I've been sharing about this. This year, my son is 15 years old, and by the time 10 years from now, he'll be 25 years old. The instrument that will create the first batch of millionaires among the Zoomer generation will birth when my son is around 25 years old. And that's the reason why we are doing this. We are pushing really, really hard, understanding all the various instruments out there, how to connect the dots, how to put through a thoughtful process to understand the relationship. Don't get distracted by gimmicky stunts out there. Really be grounded in your knowledge and your foundation. And that's what we preach to you today. And hopefully, by the time the instrument birth out in the year 2032, you spot it, you don't even have to mention anything, you go all out to grab it. Because you have been prepared for the next 10 years, waiting for this opportunity to seize. And that's my advice and encouragement to everyone. Yes, back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen. Dr. Clemen, actually, last question for you. Okay, so we are all looking forward to Bitcoin journey to 100,000. Yeah, so that's what this program is. It's all about. Now, the light through the tunnel is two major events. Number one is the US election, and also the second is Bitcoin halving. So can you help us to give us some like milestone and like beacon of light to guide us through these two events that will make an impact on Bitcoin journey to 100,000?
Yes, Richard, there are in fact in our thesis, there are 3 phases that starts from 1st July 2022 all the way until end of this year. I call phase 1. Now phase 1 is technically known as the second half of 2022. This is the phase 1 that we expect a 45-degree climb to the previous high that was set at the beginning of 2022 January. We expect a V-shaped recovery. Now we are kind of there are 2 camps really clearly divided on Wall Street. One camp belongs to the camp that I'm in. We expect a rally till the end of the year. But there's another camp out there that's very, very negative. They are going out there, doom and gloom, saying that we are still not hit the bottom of the bottomless pit yet. So Wall Street is divided. But you know, much as Wall Street is divided, that does not mean you should stop. In fact, you should multiply your activities. Now, I've done that. I started my daily YouTube live stream. I started to trade actively once a day, fire off 1 trade. Every single day, I force myself to fire off 1 trade. All right? And look, I got a good catch. How many of you in this season can do a 81% profit return in 1 day, pure profit above 100,000? Very few can do that, all right, with that kind of time frame. But because we put ourselves through the grind, expecting with a positive outlook, by year end we should restore back to the previous high, thereby completing our phase 1 baptism of fire. Then I'm going to go to phase 2, which is the entire year of 2023, excuse me. Now this year, 2023, will be nerve-wracking year because there are few things we need to balance. Number one, the Fed is all committed to bring inflation down to 2%. Do or die, don't ask why. They are right now telling the world we are only interested in this metric. They are not interested in the recession metric. They are not interested in any other metric but the inflation metric. All right? So they're going to come out many surprises, but Wall Street will always front run above and in front of the policymaker because we are the real traders in the market. So as you can see, the market start to rebound with a very positive outlook. They believe that by end of 2023, interest rate will start to drop. And that will create the next rally, thereby entering to phase 3, the year of the presidential election year, which starts from 1st January until 5th of November 2024. Now that year is very, very critical because right smack before the election year, we have the 4th Bitcoin halving event. According to projection, it should take place around March, April 2024. And typically, on a Bitcoin halving event year, is the most important year. So we expect regulation to catch up, Gary Gensler to round up all who kind of attracted US residents to invest into coin. Every one of them will be hauled up, starting with the first black sheep, Coinbase. Coinbase right now is officially under investigation for illegal insider trading by the Securities Exchange Commission. And they will use Coinbase as a scapegoat to haul up the rest of the jokers, round them up, while Bitcoin will be in the safe haven of CFTC, Commodities Futures Trading Commission, that is much more pro-Bitcoin. And finally, 2024, 5th of November, there's talk on Wall Street that Donald Trump and Hillary will be the final matchup. You know, that's what the Wall Street is looking at. Joe Biden will not run again because he's already kind of a semi-conscious from the way he conducts himself. But, you know, it's going to be really, really important. And really the Trojan horse from phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, and I say out loud and clear to everyone, the Trojan horse will be China. This is where Pelosi is so afraid of China, she has to land in Taiwan because she has to create havoc to stop the 1.4 billion people from rising up. That has always been American politics. No one can be more superior than United States of America. But just watch what the emperor is up to next. That is for all of us to learn and see and stay in contact for the development as we connect the dots. Yes, back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Dr. Clemen, for this whole journey and your highlight of the journey. Did I hear you say Hillary Clinton? I prefer Michelle Obama, actually. Okay.
Yeah, the Wall Street is proclaiming it will be a rematch again. Yeah.
So thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to hold for a moment till we meet again in a month's time. And I hope that just lessons that Dr. Clemen has shared with us will stick with you for the next 1 month till we do another update. Now, we do our best to research facts and data from the market and present to you the facts and data. You can make informed decisions for your financial future. Now, we remain bullish on Bitcoin. Secret to success is to wake up early, work hard, and own Bitcoin. Till we meet again in September. Thank you so very, very much, and God bless.
God bless.
We believe that investing in our education
has the highest leverage and is the greatest equalizer.
We believe that time spent among trees is never wasted.
He who plants trees loves others beside himself.
We believe that a small group of committed citizens
Can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has.
Regardless of background, everyone can have the same opportunities in education.
We believe that together, everyone achieves more.
We believe that real leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders.
We believe that we can learn from our competitors.
We believe that women work harder, do better, and are more confident.
We believe Earth is where we all meet, where we all have a mutual interest. It is the one thing all of us share.
We believe that trees and forests are the lungs of our land.
Purifying the air and giving fresh strength to all people.
We believe that happiness is the key to success. If you love what you're doing, you're already successful.
We believe that Earth is a wonderful place and worth fighting for.
We have a duty to protect it.
We believe in doing what is right, not what is easy. We believe in anything that is worth doing, we do it with passion and excellence.
We believe that when the market is tough, we can be tougher.
We believe the best product should win,
not the best sales pitch.
We believe the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago.
The second best time is now.
We believe that winners are winners because they don't quit.
We believe in making decisions and owning our results.
We believe in innovation to continually provide value to all around us.
We believe that if dreaming is free, then we should dream big.
We believe that if we have knowledge, it's our duty to pass it down.
We believe that learning never ends, and once you stop learning,
You start dying.
We believe that someone sitting in the shade today
Because someone planted a tree long time ago.
we believe that one person
Or one great idea can change the world.
That's why we believe in helping you grow and succeed.
And with your help, we can change lives globally.
One tree at a time.
we believe.
We believe.
We
believe.
We believe.
One tree at a time. Thank you for your belief in us.